And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're going to take a look at No Thanks. Hey, I've seen this game before. You're right, I've reviewed No Thanks before, but the older version of it from Z-Man Games. This is the brand new version from Mayfair Games. The game is essentially the exact same as it was before, with a small variant that they added. Of course, once I tell you the variant, you can play it with the old No Thanks, but if you've never played No Thanks before, watch this, because this should be in your collection. I'll explain why. At the beginning of the game, each player gets 11 pass tokens, which they keep hidden in their hand over the course of the game. Well, some people play where you have them open, but most people I know play with them hidden. There's a deck of cards. These cards are numbered from 3 to 35. There's different colors, but that just doesn't really matter what the color of the card is. 9 of these cards are going to be, cards are going to be shuffled, and then 9 cards are going to be removed from the game. The rest of the cards are put in the middle of the table. One player is chosen to go first, the card is flipped over, and that person has to decide whether they're going to take that card, which is going to be worth negative points, so you don't want a card. And if you don't want to take the card, you put a chip on it, and then it goes to the next player, who also has to decide whether they want to take the card or put a chip on it. Now, no one wants 17 points, but after a while, there'll be enough chips on it that someone is going to take the card. That person is going to get all the chips on that card into their hand. They then will turn, that card goes in front of them, and they'll turn the next card over, and that same player then has to decide whether to take that card or put a chip on it. And this keeps going until all the cards are gone. Now, if you have no chips, you have to take the card that's in the middle of the table in front of you. Now, at the end of the game, you're going to get negative points for, or points are bad. You're going to get points for each card you have. So this is 17 points, and this one here is worth 25 points. However, you only get points for the lowest in a sequential run. By that I mean, if I have the 25 and the 24, well, instead of getting 49 points, I'm only going to get 24 points. So if I have the 24, taking the 25 is no problem at all. It's worth nothing. If I have the 25, taking the 24 is actually good because it makes my points come down by 1. And if you have some set up like the 25 and a 23, which is 48 points, taking the 24 is great because they all go together now, and instead of 48 points, I now have only 23 points. So you're going to add up your points by taking the lowest in each sequential run, add them together. You will subtract points for the number of chips that you have. Each of these is worth a negative point. And whoever has the lowest score is the winner. Or you can play multiple rounds and add up your totals, and whoever has the lowest score there is the winner of the game. There's also a couple variants. In one variant, you choose some cards that come out, the 10, the 20, and the 30, and then 6 other random cards. So it kind of gives you an idea of what cards are not in the game. Then there's a Hidden Tiger variant, in which of the 9 cards that you took out at the beginning, each player gets one of those cards, and they can play that card over the course of the game if they so desire in front of them. They don't have to. There's no penalty for doing so. That's how you play. No Thanks is really a tremendous little game. This is a game I've had so much success teaching people to. When I explain this game, I've played this with my parents, my brothers and sisters, my family, other players. It's so simple because the concept of the bidding, which is throw a chip or take the card, is such an easy one for people to understand and grasp conceptually. There are a lot of games that use this bidding system, and it's a good bidding system, but there's probably none that come as close to just how simple it works. This is a true, what I call, gateway game, and at the same time, it only takes 20 minutes. It's really easy to get into and play. Now, you can have some odd things happen in the game where you sit there and you're like, okay, there's six chips on that card, and I want that. I want the chips because I'm getting low on chips. But I know that person's going to take the card. So should I take it now just to mess them over? Because that's going to put 2 of their cards together, but that's going to hurt me. And is that worth it? So you have to be careful about that because that can be in the game. But another feature that I really love about the game is when you have a 35 in front of you. The 34 card comes up. Nobody wants the 34. And when it comes to you, you're going to take it, right? Because it doesn't hurt you. But you don't. You throw another chip on it, you let it go around, gave him some more chips. And you're like, maybe we'll let it go around again. Of course, now this time you got to be careful because now there's like 10 chips on it. Maybe someone's sitting there going, yeah, I'll take the 34 because why should I give it to Bob when he is going to lose a point and get 10 chips? So there's that. The game almost feels malicious sometimes as you sit there and like, yeah, I'm just going to let this go around again. Pay another chip or take the points. And you'll find that the scores in the games usually to be someone with like 60 points just because of the way they took cards over the course of the game. But I like it. It's fast. I've never seen anyone get really upset about the game. It's just simple and easy to, take the card and play a chip. That's it. Easy concept, fun. The variants included where you take like the 10, the 20, and the 30 out. Those are okay, but I actually kind of like that mystery there. I think everyone does. When you have like the 17 and the 19, you're like, oh, I really hope the 18's in this set. And then the new Hidden Dragon, that's fine. It's good. It has a card and you get the card. You're like, ooh, I have the 18, but no one needs to know that. So the 17, let the 19 go around for a while, then you take it, and then you play the 18 and go boom. That could be kind of cool and fun. But it's not something that I would play with all the time. But again, it is just a variant. I like the colors in this set. The original set was very plain. Some people have said they don't like the look of this, but I really like the colors. I think it's a colorful game. It's fun and simple and easy. Definitely one that I think everybody should have. I know I do. Dice Tower Judgment into my collection.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!